So, ladies and gentlemen, without much to say, let me get straight to tell you more about the screen goddess, Berla Mundi. She is our next speaker. Hey, Bella will fans pound. Anyway, just to hit the road running, Bella Mundi is a multiple award-winning broadcast journalist whose brand is dedicated. Please, can we have some silence? Thank you very much. So Bella Mundi is a multiple award-winning broadcast journalist, African broadcast journalist, whose brand is dedicated to empowering the younger generation to pursue their dreams and attain success in various fields of endeavor. She currently runs the BU by Berla Mundi project, a mentorship and career guidance program for young girls in Ghana, which operates through seminars at various tertiary institutions and mini documentaries profiling young people, young female entrepreneurs, I beg your pardon, and professionals, as well as unique female talents, with an aim to amplify their works and provide inspiration for the younger ones. With millions of followers across Africa, the media personality's sole objective is to become a leading global media brand, catering to both the young and old, breaking barriers and using her experiences to project African stories, traditions, and values. Ms. Mundi has established herself as a versatile host, playing her roles efficaciously as a current affairs, social issues, lifestyle, and entertainment presenter. She's currently a host on Ghana's most watched morning show, TV3 New Day, as well as the Day Show, which addresses social issues regarding young adults, offering them a platform to share their stories, to inspire, educate, inform, and entertain others. She was adjudged Ghana's most influential young female, as well as Ghana's most influential young media personality, all in 2019. In September 2020, she received the Glitz Women of the Year Young Star honor by Glitz Africa. As part of her global portfolio, the multiple award-winning OAP1 served as the Ghanaian co-host for Africa's first ever syndicated talk show, Moments with Mo on DSTV for 2 years, and also moderated a panel of technological CEOs from IBM, Microsoft, and Chevron on leveraging technology for Africa's sustainable growth at the 2018 Columbia University Africa Economic Forum in the USA. In February 2020, she hosted the CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority at the Ghana Investment Opportunity Summit in the United Kingdom to discuss future prospects for Ghana's tourism industry. In June 2021, she hosted the European Union Sustainable Cocoa Dialogue, attended by the European Union Commissioner to Ghana, other dignitaries, and top government officials. This will be her second time hosting a high-profile event for the European Union. She also successfully hosted the Ghana Music Awards 4 consecutive times, the most recent being the 2021 edition. Berla Mundi previously worked with EIB Network and is currently studying French at Alliance Française. Ladies and gentlemen, let's kindly invite the lady. Yes, please. Beauty with brains. Second runner-up at the 2010 Miss Malaika Beauty Pageant. Ladies and gentlemen, with a singular honor, let me introduce a senior comrade, Berla Mundi. She's also a proud Accra, Oko Scooper, Oko Achimota School. No, I went to Accra Academy. Hello. All right, so, fine lady, over to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Make some noise. Woo! No. It's not loud enough. One more time. Okay? Well, hold on. So, 3, 2, 1, make some noise. Thank you so much. It's always very surreal when my profile is being read. But in actual fact, just a little update. So my most recent VGMA was this year. So it will be 5 times in a row. But thank you so much for that. I think I need to update it. But even before we start, how's everyone doing? Great? Okay, I'd like to say hello to my seniors, Mr. Joe Jackson, and of course, Auntie Felicia. I'm yet to meet you as well, but hello to all of you. And of course, the first 2 speakers, I think I really enjoyed their, their presentation. Did you enjoy it? It was good, right? Let's put our hands together for them. Okay. Of course, being young people, we like to have fun, don't we? So what's the most popular gospel song in town at the moment? Is it Joe Metal or do you want something from Joe Metal? You do? My Everything. Oh, you want that? Okay, so I need a rep from each school to join me on stage. We're going to boogie down. We're going to boogie down. Are you ready? A rep from each school. So just select quickly. Let's do this. One person, and make sure you select the best dancer. Hey. I'm seeing like 2 from each school now. I'm confused. But where are the boys? Where are the boys? Oh, boys, come. Hey, how many of you? Okay, let's not break down the stage. Hold on. Okay. It's okay. Let's dance. Okay, stay with me. Oh, but we don't have space for all of you to dance. Okay, maybe we'll do it one by one quickly. You show us what you've got and you go and sit down. And if you really enjoy their moves, you can make noise, okay? You? That was fun, right? Was that fun? I learned something from someone when I had my last conference. So after every sentence, she says you have to say yeah. So when I asked was it fun, you tell me yeah, as loud as possible, okay? Was that fun? Was that fun? Awesome. I'm allowed to go down, am I? I just want to interact with some of you a bit. We're talking about TVET. We're talking about how that impacts, the economy and your community. So quickly, I just want to find out from about 1 or 2 people, what is your future aspiration? If I ask you what career you want to pursue after university, what would it be? Who wants to speak? Okay. So you have to stand so everyone can see you.
After senior high school, I want to go to university and study journalism.
You want to be a journalist? Is that the next Berla Mundi we are seeing right now? Yeah? All right. So maybe one from each school that we can go. There's a gentleman here. What do you want to become?
I want to go and do veterinary doctor.
You want to be a veterinary doctor? Put your hands together for him. Okay, quickly here.
When I grow, I would like to be an electrical engineer and also sing.
You want to sing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not ready.
Lord, you are so good. Lord, you are kind.
All right. Okay, let's go to this side. Whoa. Okay, there's a school here. Maybe 1 or 2. What do you want to become?
My mentor is standing before me here. Berla Mundi is my mentor. Because of her, I will want to assume my education to study journalism.
She wants to study journalism. Okay. What about you?
Okay. I want to become a doctor in future.
You want to become a doctor? Yeah. All right, so just 2 more people quickly, then I'll go back on stage. I've spoken to someone from this school already. Let's come to this side. This side. Okay, there's a young lady here.
Hello, I'm a graduate of social change communication and I'd like to be a photographic journalist.
Photographic journalism. You're all on one side, so let me just be fair and move on. Okay, so a gentleman here.
I want to be a musician at the same time a producer like Kwame Eugene. If you no get money, anything you say be funny. They are taking your baby.
Okay, we're in church. Hallelujah. Easy. We're not taking anybody away.
As you know, as an agricultural student, I want to be an agricultural extensionist.
So eventually, will you become our Minister of Agric?
Yes, I'll be.
Hey, stand, let them see you well, because this is our future Agric Minister. Okay, so finally, okay, I've spoken to this side. Let me just go to this side. Maybe one person here, and then we're done.
Thank you very much. You look cute, though. Yes. For me, I want to be one of the toughest journalists, like Anas.
Anas in the making here. I know, but I've already come to this side, so please forgive me. For the sake of time, I know a lot of you have ideas of what you want to become. But it's interesting. I had just about 1 or 2 people who mentioned something related to TVET, and that's totally fine. Of course, if you want to be a doctor and you're sure that's what you want to become, I am so for it. If you want to be an extension officer in the agric sector, that is totally fine. If you want to be a mechanical engineer, it is fine. But there's something I want to project. Just a few pictures, and if you have it, please. You can just project them in no particular order, and then we'll talk about them. So can we see the first one on the screen? I put together some photos. So who are these? They are lawyers, right? Don't just look at the fact that they are wearing, the robe and the hat. There's a lot happening around them. And we'll come back to this picture. Let's move on to the next one. Who is this? A what? A videographer. You are studying the picture as well, right? Let's move on to the next one. Who's that? A tailor. Oh, there's someone who wants to be a designer somewhere there, right? All right, let's move on. A seamstress. Next one. Who's that? A doctor. Oh, I see. A lot of you want to be doctors here. Are you looking at everything in that photo and not just a human being? There's a lot happening behind here. Take note of that. Let's move on. What else do I have? Who's that? A carpenter. But I'm not hearing anybody make noise about the carpenter. Why? So out of all these careers, which one do you think is the most important? Or which two do you think are the most important? I'm hearing doctor, the lawyer. Who? The seamstress. Okay. I know naturally, if they ask you what you want to become, the first things you think about will be what? Being a doctor, being a lawyer. We want all the fancy jobs, right? But let's go back to that photo of the lawyers. And I told you to study it. There's a lot happening around them. They're wearing something, right? Who made what they're wearing? They're sitting on something. They're writing on something. Who produced that? So without the table and chairs, without the clothes, can they actually stand out there without them doing their job for you to know that they're lawyers? Okay, let's go to the doctor's picture, please, quickly. All right, there's a lot happening around the doctor as well. They're wearing a doctor's robe, are they not? That was done by the seamstress. But there are lots of machines there. And a doctor cannot work without the machines. Do you know that? If they don't have the drugs, if they don't have the machines, they can't work. There are people who actually do all the work there. And the doctor comes in, of course, they're trained. But they require these machines to help you feel better when you're not well, right? Okay. Now, she's wearing something as well, and that was made by a seamstress. So we've established how important a carpenter is, how important a seamstress is. Now, let's talk about the videographer. When there was COVID, I know that in the northern region, there wasn't a lockdown necessarily, but at least every time the president had to speak, were we all not watching? We were all watching, right? You were all watching COVID-19, 360 on TV3, were you not? Okay. Who did you used to see on TV? The president, or Berla Mundi, or a TV3 presenter, or any presenter from anywhere else. But have you ever wondered what happens before they are able to appear on TV? Have you ever thought about it? Imagine there are no cameras, and I go and sit at TV3. How will you watch me in the northern region? You won't be able to, right? Maybe there'll be a cameraman, But if they don't give me a microphone and I speak, would you hear? Let's try it. Can you hear me now? There's someone who did this. They thought about it and they realized that yes, you may have a career as a TV presenter, as a journalist, as a doctor, but there are certain things that you require to amplify whatever career path you've chosen. All these people are important, but for a very, very long time, it looked as if every time you talk about a carpenter, everybody sees them as, unimportant, ordinary. But without that carpenter, we won't have seats to sit on here. Without all those people who ply their trade in the field of TVET, all these lights here, even this building won't be here. It's been raining this morning. Imagine we had to sit under the tree and do this event. Would it be possible? It won't. But why is that when someone becomes a carpenter, you mock that person because you think you're a doctor? Is there a reason why? But you've done it before, haven't you? And I'll tell you my story. When I was in secondary school, I did general arts. So we used to mock those who were doing vocational skills. There was Voc 1 and Voc 2. And we used to call one class Sand and Stone, and we'll make fun of them. And so sometimes they felt very, slighted about it. They won't be happy because clearly there's Science 1, Science 2, all the way to Science 5. Then there's general arts, and then there's Voc 1 and 2. So we always grade it that way, and Voc 1 and 2 is always at the end. At the end of the day, when COVID came, right? How many people were focusing on how much food they can save in their homes just in case there's a lockdown? Who was providing that food? The caterers were cooking for us. The farmers, of course, were planting, but the caterers were cooking for us, right? Okay. There were also seamstresses who were making nose masks. All of us wore a nose mask at a point, right? There are some who are still wearing it now. In fact, because of COVID, a lot of young people within Ghana were able to start producing some of these items. We're even doing African print nose masks, and we used to match it with our clothes. So, all these people are very important. But for a long time, we haven't really paid attention to them, because without them, we won't have homes, we won't have beds to sleep on, we won't have chairs. So many things, even our phones. The same phones that Mr. Joe Jackson asked us to wave and reminded us to use it wisely. There were people who did this. And these are the people who are running the world. The people who are making the things that we don't regard because we feel as if, well, yes, it's our right to have clothes to wear anyway. But if the seamstress wasn't making clothes, if the engineers were not putting together some of these cell phones for us to use, what would life be like? So at this point, as you're sitting here, I want you to remember that every career is important. A doctor is as equally important as a mechanical engineer, or as a seamstress, as a tailor, as a videographer, and you can list them, even a caterer. Can you have a wedding or an engagement without food? Imagine I come to your event, or you come to mine. Let's say I'm getting married. Maybe, who knows, I'll find a husband here, or in Northern region. But let's say I invite you to my wedding. Like 5 hours, we are talking non-stop, and then we are done. No music. You're waiting for food, no food. Will you be happy? You'll be upset with me. But I'm the one doing the wedding, so I cannot also go and cook. So I'll go and hire someone to make food for all of us to eat. And we'll enjoy the food. And yes, we will not necessarily respect that person because we think that that person is a caterer or that person bakes bread. So what does your mom do? Oh, my mom is a lawyer. What does your mom do? My mom bakes bread. Everybody wants to run to the one whose mom is a lawyer, and everybody ignores the one whose mom bakes bread until they are hungry. And that is where we need to get to understand that if you really want to build an economy, you need to respect those in technical and vocational education, that field, that sector. And I'll tell you why. In Germany, and when you have time, you have phones. Sometimes you should read. Just Google how Germany was able to grow their economy, focusing on TVET, to the extent that for a lot of countries, in fact, even Ghana, when we wanted to really build our TVET sector, and we wanted to focus on helping young people identify their skills, we went to Germany to go and study from them. I hosted a conference where one of the German high commissioners came here and talked about why TVET is important. and what TVET has done for their country and how it can help us. So if you look at the statistics in Ghana, we have about 110,000 graduates from various universities all across the country. Only a percentage of them get jobs, and there are so many of them who are still home. There's NAPCO, but that's even aside. There are people who probably even didn't benefit from NAPCO. They are still home. There are people who haven't had jobs for the last, 6-7 years since they finished the university. But maybe that person, as a child, if we had honed their talents and we realized that they're very good at pottery making, maybe we could have developed that skill and they won't have to finish university and now come and ask for jobs, because then they would have started their career at a very early age. Right now, even the gardeners are making a lot of money, because even molding the pots will cost you. They'll go and buy some plants for you, and sometimes when you ask for the price, they'll hit you with the price and you're even wondering what's happening. But they are the ones who are making money as well. So what are we doing to ourselves to develop our skills? Many of us here may be in school. We're studying courses that our parents probably forced us to study. Are there people like that here? Where you are reading a course, you're not really interested, but of course, Daddy says you have to read it by force. There's someone there. Come forward. Come, let's talk about it. And sometimes you are afraid. Please come. You want to come? Come and share your experience with us. Sometimes you're afraid because, again, you have to respect your parents. And so I'm not going to encourage anyone here to disrespect their parents. But I can just imagine how you wish you had studied maybe vocational skills or something, and you'll be able to develop yourself from that point. But Daddy says, I want you to be a doctor, so you must be a doctor at all costs. I'm sure you've seen babies where, just a baby. The baby is not even 1 year old. But their parents are already calling them doctor, minister. Have you seen that? Lawyer. And they tell you that this child must be a lawyer at all costs. But for all you know, this child is blessed with the talent of singing. But because we're saying they have to by all means become a lawyer, they will go through the educational system, and that is what they have to become. Sweetheart, what's your name?
My name is Dauda Amira.
So what are you reading, and how do you end up reading it?
I'm reading general science, and I wanted to read home econs, but because my dad wanted me to be a medical doctor, he said I should go and read science.
Are you interested in becoming a doctor?
I wasn't interested, but for now, I'm coping.
You're coping?
Yes.
You'll be fine?
Yes.
Did you try to speak to your father about your interest in the other field?
No, because...
Why?
Because I want to make my father proud.
Aww, I understand. Don't go yet. Let's hear from her. Pass the microphone. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Bawa Dorcas.
I need you to speak into the microphone well.
My name is Bawa Dorcas.
What are you reading in
Science
school?
too.
Science?
Yeah.
Is that your interest?
No, I wanted to do home econs. But my mom forced me to do science because she thought that I wanted to become a nurse because I heard that if you also do home econs, you can become a nurse. But she said no, it is difficult for nurses to get jobs. So I should do science. She didn't even allow me to speak for myself. She just forced me, so I had to do it. So that...
How are you coping in school?
I'm in the average lane. I'm not down. No.
You're not down. You're not up. You're not the first in class. You're not the last.
Yeah.
You're in the middle somewhere. You're floating.
Yeah.
But you're sure if you did home econs, you'd be number one in class.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pass it on to this lady as well. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine.
Share your experience with us.
Good morning. Good morning. Listen, my problem is that
Get it closer to your mouth. We can't
I
hear.
am a hairdresser from Ghana Progressive and Beautician Association.
Okay.
You invited us here. And I did not hear anything concerning about hairdressing. Madam, look at the way you are looking beautiful. From your hair, your makeup, everything.
True.
I wish I should have been your makeup artist or your beautician.
Someone is
But
pitching,
you did not say anything concerning about hairdressing. That's why I've come out here to speak about it.
I apologize.
Thank
I
you.
apologize. I cannot mention every profession on stage. I only give examples, but yes, she's right. Because without someone like her, how can I come and stand here looking this nice? So please put your hands together for her. All right, carry on.
Hello. Yeah, so I grew up in Kumasi. So when I was growing up, there was this lady that she was a mason. Yeah, she used to do these tiles and all.
Your
those
mom?
stuff. No, she was a sister.
Okay.
But like she didn't get all that support because people were like saying that women it's not like our occupation to do.
To become a tiler.
Yeah, or a mason. Yeah. So growing up, I said, okay, why not I also grow up and then establish a company where women will be doing all parts of the building, from welding, from the starting up of the building, that's mason, the carpentry, and then the plumbing. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to like run an NGO about that. But when I was growing up, things took time. My dad was ready to support me, but along the line, he passed on. So it was my uncle who was now sponsoring my education. So when I finished SHS, they were now like, I have to go and do a medical course because of my grades. So I had to go to do midwifery.
Okay.
Yeah, though I didn't want it, but I had to do it. But when I was done, I was at home, no national service, no nothing. Then I heard about Alinea Foundation. They were training young ladies in the industrial trades, like carpentry, bricklaying in Thailand, that's the building.
Yeah.
Plumbing, and then woodwork, that's carpentry.
Okay.
So I was asthmatic, but I went to do the course. There was times that I had lapses, but no, I didn't give up. So I graduated from there, and I'm happy.
So you're a professional now.
Yes, I'm professional.
Listen, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of people who still look at you and think, but you are in the field dominated by men. What are you doing there?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It happens. But thank you so much for speaking to me. Please put your hands together for them. And this is a problem that a lot of young people face. You heard two of them. They want to, study something with relations to home economics, but their parents are insisting that they study science. How do you fix this problem? Teachers, this is where you come in. Because you are the ones who spend a lot of hours with these kids. You are the ones who are able to pick up on some of the talents that they show. And so you should also express some interest and show interest in some of these things. If you notice that the child is not doing too well in class, it's not just about caning the child and ensuring that they get 10 over 10 in mathematics. Because maybe that's not their field. Maybe they are more interested in something that's more creative. They may score 0 in mathematics, but give them something. Put papers in front of them, pieces of papers, and they'll mold it into something that you would never have imagined they could do. So how are you also showing interest in some of these young children and trying to bring out that talent? And if you're a parent here as well, I do understand. Because I always say that if it were left to my father, I would be sitting in a bank by now. There's no way I would be on TV. But I also persevered. I had a mother who was understanding, and she tried to coax him, to encourage him to just let me be and give me a number of years. If it didn't work out, then maybe he'll be right. But years down the line, do you know what he does? Well, my father passed last year, unfortunately. But do you know what he used to do? So when I'm on TV, then he'll call his friends and say, tune into TV3, my daughter is sitting on TV. Every single time. And he'll call me sometimes when we're having conversations, like, no, so don't do this, do it this way. And my father was in the finance sector anyway, so he understood it. So if I didn't get it right, my math is very weak. I'm still learning. But he will call me and tell me, oh, don't say it this way. Maybe if you calculate it this way, it will end up like this. So maybe I didn't end up in the banking hall, but I'm still doing a bit of that by interacting with businessmen like Mr. Joe Jackson, interacting with engineers, and all those people. And so eventually it will show up. But you also have to show us what you're interested in, and you should be ready to learn. And if your parents are insisting that study another course, maybe at that young age, you cannot convince them well enough. But after school, what happens? You have the whole world ahead of you. You can do whatever job it is you may have studied in, but you can also start building up on that talent and start a business on the side. There's a lot that we can learn. And so today, I'm not going to talk much. My time is up. But I just want to remind you that if you're in school at the moment, don't ever look down on anyone who is studying home economics. Don't ever look down on anyone who is doing pottery. Don't. And if that shoemaker comes to your house, don't look down on him because you think that his job is really very ordinary. Because if he doesn't fix your shoes for you, you cannot go to school unless you're willing to walk barefooted or wear slippers. And in other parts of the country, I'm sure you've seen a lot of posters that say, plumbers wanted in maybe US of A. They go there and they charge a lot of money for the work they do, as against someone who's sitting in a banking hall. And they'll tell you, in the UK, they're not paid as much in the banking hall. It is the ones who are blessed with their hands and can fix your leaking tap, can come and fix the problem with your electricity. They are the ones who are charging. They're the ones who are determining how the economy runs. And we're getting there gradually. And so very soon you might think that you're a doctor and you're in the hospital and you're working. But you have to work till the end of the month and expect government to pay you. And you've had doctors go on strike so many times. So a lot of people respect the career, but at the end of the day, a doctor may be there, but he's broke. Meanwhile, a carpenter will come to your house. Today, if this is broken, or maybe a wooden something is broken, and they come and fix it, they'll charge you there and then. Will you tell them to come at the end of the month for their money? You pay them immediately. Imagine they're doing about 5 people in a day and charging, let's say, 200 Ghana cedis. As against a doctor who has to work and earn maybe some 3,000 at the end of the month. Do the calculation and see. So don't ever look down on any career in TVET, because that is the way to go. And if you are interested in that, open up to your teachers. And teachers, please help them so they can hone that skill. That's all I'll leave you with. And I'll say that without those people, I wouldn't be the Berla Mundi that all of you are celebrating. So before I come on the screen, my makeup is done, my hair is done. The sound engineer fixes the microphone. I sit in front of the camera, and they are the ones who make me look like what I look like on TV. Without them, there is no Berla Mundi. Without them, there is no TV3. Without them, there's no Truth TV. So give each person the respect that they deserve, because eventually they're the ones who run the economy. Thank you so much.
It's time for us to have one woman who has been with us throughout the inception of this Youth Empowerment Summit. And she's right here with us. And so I'll hit the road running with a profile, very brief and concise. Georgina Asare Fiagbenu is our next guest. And so, ladies and gentlemen, she happens to be the Senior Manager for Ghana's Corporate Communications for MTN Ghana. She oversees the execution and implementation of strategies aimed at promoting and maintaining a positive reputation for MTN Ghana, Scancom Limited, Mobile Money Limited, and MTN Ghana Foundation. So she's a big woman indeed. She started off her career in consulting practice as strategic communications, now Stratcom Africa, and managed key accounts such as British Airways and Board of Airlines of Ghana. She later joined SOS Ghana as head of communications fundraising, where she set up the PR and fundraising department. She has a degree in sociology from the University of Ghana, a postgraduate diploma from the School of Communication Studies, and a master's in leadership and governance from the University of Ghana Business School. She holds a diploma in management. She holds a diploma in management and certification in consulting, practice and consulting applications from the Ghana Institute of Consulting. She describes herself as a communications for development advocate, and recently started a timekeeping dialogue series, which is an initiative seeking to highlight the importance of timekeeping as a key contributor to national and personal development. Madam Gina is an accredited public relations practitioner and an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. She is a member of the board of Ghana Blood Foundation and an implementation member of the Central Leadership Program. Gina is a blogger and an author. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with a very resounding round of applause, let's welcome the gorgeous Madam Georgina Asare Fiagbenu, the longest serving guest. Today, as she passed by, I couldn't recognize her. You're looking stunning, looking great. Adorable Georgina Asare Fiagbenu. Over to you, madam.
Thank you. . It's been a good day, isn't it? Are you glad to be here? Are you happy to be here? Is it going well? Are you happy? Then let's clap for our amazing speakers so far. They've done a very brilliant job. And I would like to borrow Joe Jackson's wow, wow, wow. So I'm sure you haven't forgotten, have you? So let's start with our wow. Wow, that's great. Clap for yourselves. Okay, so I know you've been sitting down for close to 2 hours or more. And let me first commend Martha. Today, we've done very well with time. So let's clap for Martha, not just for the time, but for putting this together. A round of applause for Martha Inspires Foundation for putting this together. I think this is my 5th time appearing on this program. So it tells you that there's something good about it. Of course, you know MTN will not continue to sponsor something unless it's good. And at the time I attended the first session, it wasn't as big as it is today. It was quite moderate, and every year it goes bigger. And I think that's the story we are trying to tell today, that nothing starts big. Nothing starts big. If you are lucky and you have a big, perhaps a firm or a school or an institution that your father gave to you, then you are lucky. But I'm sure about 99% of the human population will not be that lucky. All of us have to start from somewhere and chart our own course. So it tells you that there's something that is working here. Now, like I said, you've been sitting for a while, so I'd like you to be on your feet for just 1 second for us to do just a simple exercise. Don't let the energy go down, because it's been a very good wow from the beginning, and I want us to end with a very big wow at the end of my very brief interaction with you. And I want you to stretch. All I want you to do is to stretch. Whichever way you do it, just do it. Can you stretch for a while? Just relax and stretch. I want your stretching to be captured. Don't just stretch anyhow. Just stretch and be relaxed, okay? Are you stretching or you are talking? You are stretching and you are talking, eh? That's nice. Anyway, please take your seat. Take your seat. That's brilliant. Let me just tell you a little story about growing up. So when I was growing up, I grew up in a family of 7 girls and 2 boys. Yeah, you said wow. But that was a small wow for 9 children, isn't it? So a bigger wow for my mom, who took care of the 7 girls and the 2 children. A big wow for her. Very good. Our mothers deserve wow, and our fathers also do. But the story I want to talk about, just 2 people. One, my sister, who is right after me. When we were young, I remember she used to cut and sew. Every time, as a child, when she was growing up 5, 6, 7 years, throughout until she finished secondary school, she was always designing something. She would take a chain and turn it into something. She would take an earring and transform it into another piece. She would take a bag, or, take ropes, or everything. She was creating out of a lot of things. And when she finished school, she went into administration. She became a PA, and then she also became an administrator, and then she went into health and safety. Now, after working for more than 10, 15 years at AgloGold at Shanti, that was her last job, she took a break from work and came to Accra and said she just wanted to be with her kids. Now, guess what? Along the line, just last year, she went to a designing school. Within 6 months, she was designing our clothes. She's the one who designed this for me. Isn't it beautiful? And she doesn't just design, she also sews. But the point of this story is that that is who she was. That is who she was. Because at the time that we were young, and I can remember throughout the year, she was always designing. Why did she have to go into administration and health and safety, go around only to come back and do the designing? I think part of it has been answered by all our speakers. Sometimes we go into areas that our parents choose for us. Sometimes we go into vocations that we find very fanciful. Sometimes we are pressured to go into university education because that is what we see everybody doing. So now I'm sure all of you know that the new thing that is in vogue is a lot of people are reading law. Don't you hear it every time? It's like almost everybody wants to be a lawyer, and then people want to be marketing people, and of course, journalists are always in vogue, aren't they? But I think that the import of this is to say that every vocation, every profession is important so long as you find it fulfilling. It's about how you find it and how you fit in. Otherwise, you will go into a certain profession because you think it's very fancy and you will end up being unfulfilled. And so I love what Felicia said. I think she's out of her seat when she said, you know, she went into different things, but not all the things are giving her money. She spoke about the fact that there are market women who are making more money than her. And of course, I'm sure there are business women, market women, people who are selling, who may be making money than some of us who are working at MTN. And of course, people know that MTN is doing well. And I believe that, you know, our employee packages are also very good. So, in this life, if you are going to be under pressure, you will lose something that is very critical and is who you are. And so this morning, what I want to advise you to do, to be who you are. And who you are really has a big impact into what you become in future. When I was young, again, my father, of course, used to influence our professions. And he would tell this person, I think you should be this, or I think you should be that. Our parents know us very well. Our parents know us, although they may not get it right all the time. Because I remember that when I was young, my father said, I know you are going to be 3 of these. You are either going to be a journalist, or a lawyer, or a pastor. And this was about more than 4 decades ago. That's what my father said. I was very young. And from school, most of my teachers encouraged me to go into journalism or law. So the people around us know us very well, and they encourage us to go into professions. But how well do you know yourself? Because sometimes we even finish university without knowing what we want to do. And I was one of them. I went to the university, started with law, sociology, religions. The second year, I did sociology, religions. The third year, I did sociology major, without still knowing who I wanted to be. So who you want to be is very critical. And if you are lucky, and by the time you are 18, 19, you already have figured it out, then it's a blessing. Then what you need to do is to focus and develop it. And so I got into public relations or corporate communications just by chance. I was just watching TV when I saw a woman, Esther Koba. I always mention her name when I'm speaking. I saw her speaking, granting an interview, and she was talking about public relations, and I said, this is it. This is what I want to do. And at the time, I had a choice between doing an MPhil in sociology because my lecturers wanted me to be a lecturer, to do MPhil and to do my doctorate so that I can come and lecture. The religions department also wanted me to be a lecturer, but I still didn't feel that was what I wanted to be. And so I bought forms to do my MPhil in sociology. I got forms to do my MBA. And at the last minute, I changed my mind and went to do communications. And I remember that at the time I chose communications, one of my lecturers told me, I mean, how can you have an MPhil, an opportunity to do your master's in sociology or an MBA, and you decided to do communications? At the time, not much was known about public relations. People didn't know about it. So, when you are going into a profession, you don't go into a profession because it's known or not known. You go into it with the conviction that you are going there to make a difference. You are choosing it to make a difference. You are choosing it because you want to make impact. Of course, you want to make money. Of course, you want to be successful, but you must be fulfilled and you must also make impact. So let me just leave you with just 8 words from the word stretch. From the word stretch. When I asked you to stretch, it wasn't for nothing. And I want someone, I have a few gifts to give away. And wherever I do speaking engagements, anybody who knows me knows that I do a lot of questions and answers, just as Bella did. And I also like to give prizes or give rewards. So I came with a few gifts to give away. So first of all, I have just like 8 minutes to go, and I really don't want to overrun my time. Let me have someone who can tell me what stretch means. Can I have someone who can give me the meaning of stretch? Yes. Can you come? Just be quick. Maybe 2 people. 2 people. And I want a male. I have a girl here, so I want one of our young men to come. Quickly, I just want you to tell me what you know. What does stretch mean? If it's not working, can you try this? So stretch. I'm just going to give you,
This is an physical activity which is done, which an individual involves herself.
Can you start? I missed the beginning. Stretch.
I said it's a physical activity to remove stress.
A physical activity to remove stress. Okay. Can you also add to it? I need something more. No, use hers.
My name is Frank from Tamil Islamic Science High. Stretch is to exercise yourself to relieve some stress and tiredness, and to regain or to replenish your mindset on something you are.
Not stress, stretch. Stretch. S-T-R-E-T-C-H.
Okay.
Stretch.
Stretch is to pull something, to pull something or pull something to increase the length of it.
Clap for him, clap for him. He's done very well. Just hold on. And so, do you want to do it? Do you want to give it another try? A young lady here. Stretch, not stress.
Okay.
Stretch.
Okay. Stretch is the process of enlarging something.
Clap for her too. So let me give you some airtime, 20 CDs each. Okay, so the 20 CDs, 10 CDs airtime is for the boldness and confidence with which they walked to this place. They didn't think, they just decided to come and answer, and they got it right. So the confidence gives you 10, and the right answer gives you 10. And of course, the second part gives you, is for the correct answer. So I like what they said, is to expand, is to increase Of course, it can be a physical activity. Stretching takes you higher, whichever way you look at it. It makes you better. It makes you expand. It stretches you. And even when companies set targets, they ask you to stretch yourself. And so for all the speakers we have here, I'm sure they all stretch themselves. You've seen the varied combination of education and experiences they all have. It's because they want to stretch themselves. They want to expand. They want to increase. They want to improve. They want to get better. And so stretch is very important. And before I leave, in the next few minutes, I would like you to take note of these few words. I'll start with S. For me, when I think about stretch, the S in this context, because we are talking about science and technology and vocation and all that, what I want to say is that S for me is love science. I mean, science is something that you would need throughout your life. Whether you go into the arts, into technical, vocational, industrial, you will still need science. Because for us, even social scientists, of course, there are even other scientists. For us in public relations, we also do a lot of science. So science is critical to our existence. All of us need it. And so if you are in STEM or in TVET, you are at the right place. And like all our speakers said, you know, without science, we will not be here, because where we are standing, carpenters built it. The microphone, technicians did it. So you should be proud that you are in that profession. And so let's clap for ourselves, all of us, because all of us are connected to science and technical education. So the S is science, and the T is technology. We are all using technology, and we will continue to use technology. We are in a technology-driven world, aren't we? And so when you remember stretch, remember science. You will always need science. It means there will always be use for all of you sitting here. And technology, everything we do. I mean, even if you are building the mobile phone, of course, you need the technology. You need the technicians to be able to, you know, plug in all the holes to make sure that everything is working perfectly. The R, what is the R for? Who can give me a word? Research. That's a good word. That's a good word. I'll accept it. And I'll keep your prize. Just hold on. I want another word. Can you speak loudly? Results. Resource. Okay, that's also very good. The R is resource. I would like to say the R is results oriented. But the two people who provided those words, let me give you also your gifts. Please come. Where is the first person? And then the second, clap for her, because their words were also very good words. Okay, so response, what was the word? Research. Of course, you can't do science without research. But the word is results. What results are you getting? And what results are you expecting? As someone in vocational education or in STEM, everything you do, the result is what we need. We want to see the results. We want to see the impact you are making. The E is for what? Excellence. So no matter what profession you are in, you have to be excellent at it. I'm a public relations officer, and I pride myself to be, I believe I'm one of the best public relations officers in Ghana, because I've been doing this for 15 years for MTN, managing MTN Reputation, MTN Ghana Foundation, MTN Mobile Money, doing communications for all these three in one companies at the same time. It deserves wow, isn't it? So let's have the wow. Wow! That's wow for me. Thank you for appreciating me. And so we've done STRE. There's another T, which is time. I run a timekeeping program. It's something I started. It's an advocacy program because in Ghana, when we say a program starts at 8, it starts at 10. When we say a program closes at 12, it sometimes closes at 4 because nobody comes on time. But I'm happy to say that Martha told me to be ready at 9. At the time I came in around 9 and I was sitting outside. I wasn't even aware that the program had started. But she told me that at 8:30, the sponsors' messages will go live. And when I walked in around 9, the place was full and everybody was seated and we were working. This is outstanding. It deserves a big round of applause for getting the time right. Just for getting the time right, I'm so much in love with Martha because I told her, Martha, you know, I started a time revolution. I call it a time revolution because I believe that with the time dialogues we are having, we've done 3 sessions, but I believe it's going to, you know, turn around Ghana's timekeeping. And so I told her, you know that we can't be late. We have to start on time. And we have to end on time. And so at this stage, I'm looking at my time and it's telling me red. Then I told Martha, you have to get a clock there to show us our time so that when it's time, it will alert us and we'll start rounding up. So S for science, T for what? R for what? Okay. E for what? The second T for what? And what do you think the C should be? Anyone who can get it spot on, what I have in mind, if you get it right, that one, do you know what I have for you? I have a table lamp. I have a nice chargeable table lamp that you can put on your desk when you are studying. And it's a yellow table lamp, so I know you will love it. I just want one word. It's 2 in 1 word, but it's a word that you must get right. So let me have the first person. Oh, I'm looking this way too much. Let me go to. Let me go. Okay, you come. You in the second seat. Yes. Can we have a mic because I've run out of time? I'm looking for a certain word. If you get it, I'll just give you the table.
Conscious.
Conscious. Well, that's good, but that's not what I'm looking for. Clap for her, though. Any other words? I'll take 2 more. At the extreme end, the guy, I want one boy from that. Okay, he's already coming. You have to get, I'm just praying that someone will win this table lamp. Your mic is here. I'm looking for one word.
Madam, communication.
What?
Communication.
Oh, communication is excellent. You need it, but that's not what I'm looking for, okay? But clap for him, clap for him, clap for him. Oh, actually, come back. Let me give you airtime. And the other lady who came. I have 2 more to give away. Yes, I need a third one. Let me go this way. Okay, I'm looking for a certain word. The mic is here. Everybody has to hear it. That's why I'm insisting. Use this mic.
Hello. Okay, the C is creativity.
Creativity is also very good. Clap for him. But that's not what I'm looking for. Let me choose someone. One person from here. I have my last airtime. Okay, tell me the word.
Courage.
I don't want any more people. Yes?
Courage.
Courage is close to what I'm looking for, actually. It's close to what I'm looking for. But that's not the word yet. Clap for him. And you will be the last person.
I'll be there. It's correct. Right one, pa. Please, my name is Sabodompo Evans.
No, don't mention your name.
Tamale Technical University. The word C is challenge.
That's not what I'm looking for. Can I please give him a t-shirt? Bring my basket, eh? Can you bring my basket? Martha, can I have just 5 minutes? Hey, no more. No more. I'm not taking any more. No. He's the last, but please take a seat. There will be time for that. Okay. Okay. Obed, my brother here, is going to give you the t-shirt. Okay. We'll give you the airtime because we are giving airtime. Let me just say. Okay. So let me just give you the word. The word is can do. Can do. No, I said it's actually 2 in 1 word. I explained. That is actually 2 in 1 word. And you know, can do is can do. It's seen as 1 word. Change is also very good, but I was looking at can do. And I explained that it's a 2 in 1 word. So, can do. And anybody who knows MTN knows that it's part of our values. One of our values is can do. All the nice things we are talking about, without a can-do spirit, you will not be able to do it. You will not be able to transform lives and be the first female Marcella. You can't be like Berla Mundi, who is outstanding in journalism, and be as outstanding in business as Joe Jackson. And of course, I also have to give thanks to myself. You can't be the best PR person in Ghana without a can-do spirit. Okay, so can-do is important. Then the last word is what? H. I have a word in mind. But again, my friend Obed and my colleague here says he has 2 extra airtime. He will come back and do fastest fingers when we are closing. But for now, I just have 2. Which word am I looking for? In stretch, H. That's my last word. Let me have just 2 people, and 2, I mean 2. So you, the one in green, I want someone from this side. Are you from this side? 1 person. Oh, is it? No, I want a girl, yes. So take the microphone and let me hear your word.
Health.
Health. Okay, you have to be in good health to be able to stay alive and make it. But that's not the word.
Hard work. Hard work.
Hard work. Hard work is very close, eh? Hard work is very close. But I'm looking for a certain word, which is very important. I'll just give 1 person just 1 more opportunity. This side, I haven't heard from this side. It's a word that we normally would ignore, but very important.
Hospitality.
Oh, hospitality. Hospitality is a very good word. What I'm looking for is humility. Humility. Have you seen how you all shouted, oh? You were all thinking about the big words. Okay? That is how life is. And that is what the people in technology, TVET and STEM, that is how we underrate them. Anytime we are looking for the big people, we are looking at the professors and the academics and the CEOs. But there are lots of carpenters, hairdressers, designers who have gone international, who are doing so well, and who are impacting people. I spoke about my sister and how she's designing now, and how she's one of the top designers in my estimation. For her to go to school and within 6 months be able to cut and sew and design this, I think she's just outstanding. let me just end with my brother-in-law, who is a carpenter. And my husband used to say that at the time their father asked him to go into carpentry, he said he will not go. You know, this is like 30 years ago. He's now 51 or so. So if today we still don't see the value of these professions, do you know how back in the 70s and probably, in the 70s and 80s people felt? But he went into it. He went into carpentry. Guess what? Last year, we opened his production center at Spinters. He's a carpenter. He has a big warehouse and production center. It's like perhaps half of this, or even the whole compound can be like this at Spinters Road. Do you know how much that costs? And the kind of equipment we saw in that building, I mean, I've been very busy, so I was unable to put my presentation together. Otherwise, I would have shown you the equipment he uses in measuring, calculating, cutting his wood. And very recently, when I heard how much he was paying the guy who manages that machine, he pays him more than 5,000 Ghana cedis. 5,000 for a technician who will come and plot in the things. I'm talking about someone who is a carpenter. He goes to the US, he goes to Turkey, he goes to UK. He has 3 or 4 showrooms in Accra. And if you see the kind of work he does, you won't believe that they are made in Ghana. You would think that they are imported from Italy or Turkey. And guess what? He lives at airport, North Airport Hills or something. Do you know where I live? I live outside Accra. I call my place a village. But I have a master's in leadership and governance. You read my long CV or profile, isn't it? Because we academicians or professionals, and they are all professionals, we tend to think that ours is very elegant. But technical vocation, engineering, technology, STEM, all of these professions are very critical, and they are making it very, very big. And so if he can make it, and of course, you know he's Woodek. You can Google Woodek when you are free. WOODECK. You can Google it when you are free. And of course, we know about a lot of furniture companies in Ghana. They are making it very big. So if you are in technical and vocational education, be very proud of yourself. Okay? Because there's a lot of hope for you. And I believe that if you remember stretch, you will go places. And on this note, I want one person who will confidently climb up with the speed of light and come and tell me what stretch means. And the first person to get here, it's okay. In this instance, those who sat in front are blessed. And that's why you always have to come early. I'm assuming that those who are in front were the first to get here. So tell me stretch without making one mistake. Come here. Stretch, please. If you make a mistake, I will not be happy with you. Hey, someone is standing by you, so be sharp.
Straight. It is a physical.
Please go. Can you take a seat? Clap for her. Clap for her. What I want is, I just explained stretch, and I gave the different indicators. Stretch stands for something. That's what I just summarized. So clap for her. Let me give her a t-shirt. She didn't understand the question. It doesn't matter. Clap for her, clap for her, clap for her. My sister, do you understand the question? I spoke about stretch, and I gave all the meaning according to me when I think about stretch. So please don't embarrass me.
science for the S. S for science. T for technology. R for results oriented. E for excellence. T for time. C for can do, and H for humility.
For her. So I'm giving her a very cute traveling bag. This is a very fancy traveling bag. Oh, you present it to her. Oh, okay, let's open it so that people will see. She's a student, so when you are going for your camps or you are going for your overnight, maybe you are going to visit your auntie or something. Okay, clap for her. Let's do wow for her. Let's celebrate her. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So that's the last of my gifts. I'll leave the rest of the gifts with Martha because I'm not sure some of us will stay till the end of the program. So the rest of the gifts, Martha, you will give them out. So clap for my brother here. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Thank you. God bless you all.